Let's learn about the EV Everse. This is the EV Everse, and today we're going to learn all about it. This is not a review video. If you want a review, here it is. The EV Everse is freaking awesome. I own the Everse 8, and I absolutely love it. Now, back to the originally scheduled program. The Everse line of speakers has a metric shit ton of features, and today I'm going to show you how to use them. Starting with getting the Everse connected to the EV QuickSmart mobile app. Full disclosure, you actually don't need to use the app. Anything you can do with the app can actually be done using the knob on the rear of the speaker. However, I find it easier to configure the speaker using the app, so we're going to use the app today to configure and use the speaker. This is going to be a little long-winded, so if you're interested in more of the hardware stuff, go ahead and skip ahead in the video. Step 1 is to make sure the Everse is turned on and that you have the QuickSmart mobile app downloaded. Next, you're going to press input 3-4 on the back of the Everse. Then, you're going to press and hold the input 3-4 button. You'll see a prompt on the screen that says hold for pairing. Keep holding the button. You let it go when the speaker ID pops up on the screen. Now you can go into the Bluetooth settings on your device and connect the Everse to your device via Bluetooth. Once you have your Everse connected in your mobile device's settings, now it's time to open up the QuickSmart mobile app. When you open the app, you'll see the speaker that you just connected to your device in the app. Tap on that speaker and then tap connect on the bottom of the screen. The Everse is now connected to the app and ready to be controlled. Side note, I don't know if this is a me issue or an Everse issue. However, whenever I reconnect my Everse, I always have to connect it in the settings of my mobile device in order to get Bluetooth audio. If I don't, I can still see the speaker in the app, I can still connect to it, and I can still control it. I just don't get any audio from Bluetooth unless I connect to the speaker in the settings on my mobile device. Once your Everse is connected, you're presented with this screen. Here, you can control like the basic EQ of the speaker along with the master volume. You can also mute the unit, set a crossover, set a location, choose the mixer function, change the mode type, and access app settings. This is also where you access the mixer. Before we do that though, let's take a look at the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. This menu is where you can name your Everse. I use this particular Everse for cocktail hour, so it's named Cocktail. You can also remove the speaker from the app, store and recall presets, check for firmware updates, read the manual, register the product, and change app settings. To get back to the main page, all you have to do is tap the X in the upper right-hand corner. Back in the main screen, in the bottom right-hand corner of the app, we have our options to configure the speaker. The button labeled X over allows you to access crossover settings for subwoofers. You can select like a generic frequency cut, or you can choose from 4 EV subwoofers. Next is location, and this is where you can choose whether the Everse is on a tripod, in its kick-back position, or being used as a monitor. The next button is function. Function lets you choose whether or not you want the full mixer in the app or if you just want basic volume control for each input. Last, we have mode, which is where you can set your DSP presets. There are 5 DSP presets: music, live, speech, club, and FRFR-Guitar. Music is for recorded music playback. Live is for live sound applications where you want to use an external EQ. Speech is used for spoken word applications. Club will give you a little bit more low-end boom. It's actually designed for electronic dance music. And FRFR-Guitar is a flat range, flat response setting for guitars. Now it's time to take a peek into the mixer. To access the mixer, you tap on Mixer on the bottom right-hand corner of the main screen. When you open the mixer, the first thing you're going to see is volume controls for inputs 1, 2, 3, 4, and the master volume. There are also mutes for each input and the master. On the right-hand corner of the mixer screen, you're going to see 3 boxes. One says main, one says FX, and one says FX on. That box that says main is what you're looking at right now. When you press the FX box, it'll bring you to the FX screen. Here, you can choose one of 30 built-in sound effects and the amount of effect per channel. On this page, there's also an FX on button, and pressing it will toggle the effects on or off. Back at the main screen, on top of each volume slider, there's an input label. If you tap on the label, then the controls for that input are going to open. You'll use the arrows on the top, left, and right-hand side of the screens to swap between inputs and the FX section. When you press a label for an input, it'll open up the screen where you can control basic functions like the EQ of the input. On inputs 1 and 2 that are designed to have microphones, there's also options to control the amount of compression, FX level, or you can even add ducking. You can also control the input volume in this page. On inputs 1 and 2 in the bottom right-hand corner, there's an option for EQ presets. On input 1 specifically, in the center of the screen on the bottom, there's an option to turn on phantom power. Some microphones require 48 volts of power, and this input is capable of delivering it. Just make sure that if you're not using a microphone that requires this type of power, that you keep this turned off. Now, input 3-4 keeps it relatively simple. You have a volume control, a basic EQ, a mute, but if you look in the bottom right-hand corner of this screen, you're going to see something a little different. It says Bluetooth link, which means that you can actually link two Everse speakers together via Bluetooth to have stereo sound. The one caveat to this is that the relay only relays what's coming into input 3-4 on the speaker receiving the audio signal. So if you wanted to play music over stereo sound, you can absolutely do that. But if you wanted to incorporate microphones, the speakers do not have the capability to relay that signal over Bluetooth from inputs 1 and 2.
Whack.
The next page is the effects page, and this is where you can turn the effects on or off, or select effects. In this screen though, there's also the option to turn on automatic feedback suppression. Yes, the EV Everse line of speakers come with built-in feedback suppression. So if you're not running this thing through a fancy digital mixer with feedback suppression built in, you don't have to worry about it. The speaker itself is capable of handling feedback suppression. That's really cool. The last and final page is the master volume control, and here you can do exactly that. If you look in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you can see that you can select what gets sent through the mix output. In the center bottom of the screen, you're going to see a button that says GEQ. This is the graphic equalizer, and it's where you can dial in your Everse if you're not using an external mixer with an EQ. If the GEQ isn't enough tuning for you, in the bottom right-hand corner of that screen, you're going to see a toggle that says mode. When you press it, you're given the option to choose between the GEQ, the graphical equalizer, or the PEQ, which is the parametric equalizer. The parametric equalizer is where you can really dial in your Everse because you can control individual frequencies and adjust them to where you need them to be, unlike the graphic equalizer that gives you pre-selected frequencies. In the bottom center of the equalizer screen, you'll see the toggle to enable or disable the equalizer. Again, you can do all of this using the knob on the rear of the speaker, but I just find it way more convenient to configure all these settings and manage the speaker using the QuickSmart app. But now that we've gone through all of the QuickSmart app and the settings, now it's time to take a look at the actual speaker. Looking at the rear of the speaker, because honestly that's what we really care about, we have the rear panel. And at the top of the rear panel, you have your screen and your control knob. Press in the control knob to access the menu. In the menu, you can adjust all of the same settings that I showed you that were in the app. To exit the menu, you're going to scroll all the way up until exit is highlighted, and then you're going to press the control knob. The control knob also controls the volume for all the inputs as well as the master volume. To change the volume on an input, all you have to do is press the input button, then turn the control knob clockwise to increase the volume or counterclockwise to decrease the volume. If you don't select an input and you just turn the knob, then that will adjust the master volume. Just like an input, you turn clockwise to turn the speaker up, or you turn counterclockwise to bring the volume down. On the rear panel, you also have 4 physical inputs as well as 1 physical output. Inputs 1 and 2 are combination XLR quarter-inch inputs. I highly recommend that you use inputs 1 and 2 for microphones. Input 3.4 is your Bluetooth audio input, but there's also a 3.5mm jack if you don't trust Bluetooth. Please, don't trust Bluetooth. Use this input for a music source. The last input is a quarter-inch foot switch input in case you want to add a foot switch to the speaker to trigger effects. There is also one output to send a full signal to another speaker. The rear panel also offers 3 power ports. There's an IEC port to power or charge the Everse. There's a USB-C port that you can use to charge or power your mobile device while you're using it with the speaker. Lastly, there's a 12-volt center positive power port to power a microphone receiver. EV does sell the power cables for EV microphone receivers. However, if you use a different brand, all you have to do is reach out to NLFX Pro and they can make you the proper cable so that you can power your microphone receiver using the Everse's power output. And that's it. That is the EV Everse in and out. If you own an Everse and you're having problems, leave it in the comments. I'll see if I can help you sort it out. Or if you think there's something that I missed, leave it in the comments. Let's talk. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. If you found anything valuable in the content, please subscribe to the channel. We have a bunch of videos going over the tech that we use as DJs, with a lot more coming down the pipeline. My name is Seth, aka DJ Seth V. This is DJ Tech Tips. Thank you for watching, and we out.